Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you once again for joining me for another episode of The News, where we go through the headlines as presented to us from Boxing 247, Europe's #1 boxing website. Thanks to Christian and all his pals for all their hard work that they do to provide these great stories. Let's start off with a story from the AIBA. They have agreed to a board of directors, an election timeline, and other key decisions. If you go to the Boxing 247 website, by the way, they have a great photo of just how big this organization is. Anyway, in this case, meeting online, the AIBA Board of Directors agreed to outline a timeline for elections, made steps towards the election of athlete representatives, and approved further measures aimed at delivering AIBA's reforms in good governance, financial, and sporting integrity. On the 12th of December, AIBA will host a Congress as the first step in holding elections for the Board of Directors, based on advice from the team of independent governance experts led by Professor Dr. Ulrich Haas. AIBA aims to adopt enhanced eligibility criteria and verification mechanism in December prior to elections that would then take place in 2022. The Board of Decision, based on these decisions made on Tuesday, AIBA athlete representative elections will be held firstly at the forthcoming AIBA Men's World Boxing Championships in Belgrade. Further elections will be held at the AIBA Women's World Boxing Championships, with a date and host expected to be announced soon. It was confirmed, meanwhile, that AIBA's commitment to gender equality will be extended to include equal prize money for men and women at the World Championship level. Again, all these changes are taking place based on the IOC's Boxing Task Force that was established to put these things into place. And as Umar Kremlev said, the president of the AIBA, he said, providing a fair chance and fair fight for boxers is at the very heart of the AIBA, and I'm very proud of the changes we're making to deliver these vital promises. We look forward to welcoming the best boxers in the world to Belgrade in just a few weeks' time, and we're confident it will prove to be an opportunity for both athletes and the AIBA to show how well they can perform. Good on them, and I wish them all the best. In other news, out of Japan, I had mentioned yesterday a couple of fighters who are eager to go toe-to-toe, but I didn't think this was going to turn out to be the headline that it is. Shocker, as Masamichi Yabuki defeats champ Kenshiro Taraji in Japan. Incredible. In Kyoto, Japan, a mighty upset. As 4.5 years of reigning the light flyweight division, Kenshiro Taraji was dethroned by his compatriot Masamichi Yabuki in a shocker thriller. Yabuki took full advantage of his greatest reach from the start of the fight by effectively using his long jab, while Taraji struggled to fight on the inside, so the challenger won the first few rounds. Yabuki appreciably gained in confidence after the scores were announced following the fourth round, using the WBC scoring system, stating 40-36 on two cards, while the other judge had the fight 38-38. Taraji, who distinguished by heart and hunger, went all out to claw it back in the second half, presenting Yabuki in some predicaments. Taraji looked strong and determined, rallying in the eighth round, landing solid combinations and left hands that swelled Yabuki's right eye. After hearing the cards after the eighth round, the up-to-now undefeated champion upped his tempo, launching an onslaught on Yabuki, whose face was puffed up and swollen despite leading on the scorecards. By necessity, Taraji sought the KO. However, Yabuki intelligently parried Kenshiro's charge and managed to land solid combinations late in round 10 that trapped the champion on the ropes. Yabuki attacked and unloaded his entire repertoire to force referee Yuji Fazushi to stop the fight. At the time of the fight's conclusion, Yabuki was leading on all three cards. The WBC congratulates its new world champion, Masamichi Yabuki, and recognizes Kenshiro Taraji as a great WBC monarch inside and outside the ring during his more than 4 years atop the division. Wow. You know what, though? It says a lot about what's upcoming on Saturday night when we have the distance fighter, Anthony Joshua, going up against the inside fighter, Alexander Usyk. So we'll see what happens on a similar level, I would say, this Saturday. The WBO ordered negotiations for Johnriel Casemero versus Paul Butler in an open letter, sent via email, I might add. Let me just read it out loud. It's kind of funny. Well, not funny, but this is how business is. Yes, boxing is a sport. It's also a business. Here we go. Gentlemen, the WBO World Championship Committee hereby orders the parties herein commencement of negotiations for the above-mentioned WBO Bantamweight Mandatory Championship contest. Please be advised that the parties have 20 days upon receipt of this letter to reach an agreement. If an accord is not reached within the time frame set forth herein, a purse bid will be ordered pursuant to WBO regulations of World Championship contests. The minimum acceptable bid for the WBO Bantamweight division is $100,000. That's $100,000. Any of the parties involved may request a purse bid procedure at any time during the negotiation process. Yours truly, Luis Batista Salas, Esquire. And that is, as I say, regarding the fight between the WBO Bantamweight Mandatory Championship contest featuring Johnriel Casemero and Paul Butler. That's how it goes, boys. Notice how it goes. Attention, gentlemen. It doesn't say ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, something I noticed. Split Team Management signs 13-time national champion Trinidad Vargas. Split Team Management has announced the signing of amateur standout Trinidad Vargas. Vargas of Dallas, Texas, has an incredible amateur resume that culminated with a record of 198 wins and 12 losses, and he has won 13 national championships. I feel that signing with Split Team Management will open the doors for me. I know they will do the job for me, and I'm comfortable with them, said Vargas. The 18-year-old Vargas started boxing at the age of 6 and had his first fight at the age of 8. He says, my father was an amateur boxer, and he was my backbone to the sport. He took me to the gym, and when he started teaching me the sport, I fell in love with it. That spawned the aforementioned amateur career that saw him become a 6-time Junior Golden Gloves national champion, Silver Gloves national champion, 2017 Junior Open champion, 2017 Western Regional champion, 2017 Eastern Regional champion, 2018 Junior Boxer of the Year, 2018 Junior Olympics champion, for which he won a male boxer of the tournament, 2018 Eastern Regional champion, and Western Regional champion. Vargas's great-grandfather was a professional boxer, I might add. In his spare time, Vargas has an interest in cars, in particular, Japanese domestic market cars. He lists Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao as his favorite fighters, and is also a fan of Canelo Alvarez and Gervonta Davis. He is trained by his father, Nick Vargas, and will debut as a super flyweight in the professional ranks. Good luck to Mr. Vargas. Noelechevarria defends his UBO title against Jerome Conquest on October 16th. And that will be held at the venue at Coosa Landing in Gadsden, Alabama. UBO, which is the Universal Boxing Organization World Lightweight Champion Noelechevarria, who's now 19-7 with 12 knockouts, is set to make his first defense just 2 months after winning the title. The Holy Fire, it's his nickname, won the UBO crown with a unanimous decision over former IBF world champion Rodrigo Herrera in August. On October 16th at the venue at Coosa Landing in Gadsden, Alabama, he puts it on the line in the main event of a card promoted by 116 Boxing Promotions. 30-year-old Echevarria, born in Puerto Rico but now fighting out of Kernersville, North Carolina, will take on Philadelphia's Jerome Conqueror Conquest, a fellow southpaw with tunnel vision to shock the reigning champion and use the triumph for a greater cause. As is the case with many fighters from the city of brotherly love, that being Philadelphia, Conquest has not been babied on his way to the biggest fight of his life, as his somewhat mediocre record of 11-5 with 1 knockout suggests. But from one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Philadelphia, Strawberry Mansion, he is a much better fighter than the numbers indicate, with a mission to inspire youth that crime is not the answer. He has all the motivation he needs on October 16th. Good luck to them. And we turn it over to the women now. The road to undisputed super lightweight tournament starts next month, featuring Chantal Cameron against Mary McGee at the O2 Arena in Greenwich, England. And I'm about to mention Jessica Cameron, who will be also fighting that night, as I just mentioned her to Christian as one of the Canadians to watch in the women's division as she fights her way up the ranks. Anyway, on with the news. Chantal Cameron is determined to own all the 4 belts in her category as she prepares to participate in the Road to Undisputed Super Lightweight tournament next month. WBC champion Cameron, who is 14-0 with 8 knockouts, will face IBF, who's 27-3 with 15 knockouts, while Callie Reese, who's 18-7-1 with 5 knockouts, and Jessica Cameron will clash for the WBA and WBO titles. The winners of each fight will face off, and Cameron is determined to go one step further to claim all the belts when she meets McGee in a timely and punctual manner at the O2 Arena in Greenwich, UK. Cameron commented, "It's amazing to have this opportunity. Since I turned pro, the dream has always been to be undisputed champion, and now I am 2 fights away from it being possible. Having the opportunity to face strong champions has motivated me, and given me the drive to show people what I can do. It's amazing to have another fight this year, especially after debuting in Las Vegas last May. For now, I have to focus on Mary. This is great a great tournament, but I'm completely focused on this fight. Good luck to those women. That will be a great fight indeed." Yes, I can't go any further without mentioning some of the big heavyweight names who are going to face off on the undercard of the October 9th Fury versus Wilder 3 fight. On that particular night, we will also see Efe Ajagba out of Nigeria versus Frank Sanchez, Robert Helenius versus Adam Kaunaki, and Jared Big Baby Anderson going toe-to-toe against Vladimir Tereshkin. And we also have Victor Weichhurst versus Mike Marshall. Yes, sir, he's going to be a good one. On Saturday, October 9th, that would be Christian from Boxing 247's birthday at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. The long-awaited trilogy between World Boxing Council heavyweight champion Tyson Fury and former champion Deontay Wilder. That's going to take place. This promotion of Top Rank and TGB will present attractive matches already confirmed that will underline a headline boxing card. In addition to the stellar fight between Fury and Wilder, there will be 4 other heavyweight bouts, which I've just mentioned. One of the most attractive will be starred by Efe Ajagba and Frank Sanchez, who will contest the continental title of the Americas of the World Boxing Council. In the same division, the rematch between Robert Helenius, who holds a professional record of 30 wins and 3 losses, and Adam Kaunaki with a record of 20 wins and a single loss, precisely against Helenius. Another unbeaten duel will star Jared Big Baby Anderson with a record of 9 wins and Vladimir Tereshkin, who has a record of 22 wins and 1 draw. To complete the heavyweight card, Ukrainian Victor Weichhurst will face American Mike Marshall. What a night that will be indeed. But to close us off today, let me tell you about the boxing jungle, where only the strongest will survive, says their poster. Bigger, cooler, and more competitive. Boxing show from B1 Boxing returns to give a chance to promising Ukrainian and foreign boxers. The second Boxing Jungle event will take place on October 10th in Kiev and will be broadcast on X Sport Plus. We received many requests from fighters from Ukraine and abroad for the first tournament in August. We carefully selected and formed a powerful card of 13 pairs, says B1 Boxing CEO Alon Noman. There are strong prospects, masters of sports and of international class, winners of European and world championships. Therefore, we expect serious and competitive competition. We are not disclosing the fight card yet, but trust me, no one will have easy fights. There we go. As Christian and I were talking about earlier on, there are many new champions about to emerge in the world of boxing, and not solely coming from England, America, or Mexico. All around the world, boxing is catching fire once again. I'm happy to report, and I really look forward to all those cards that I've just mentioned, and especially these coming up this Saturday and on October 9th, when we'll see some of the heavyweights going toe-to-toe. Thank you. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Remember to hit that notification bell. Thank you.